Hey, what's up, MLB fans out there around the world? This is the one, the only, Mark Spencer. Folks, it's good to talk some MLB. The off season's here. We're in the month of November. It's the 17th, 2014. What a World Series. Congratulations to the San Francisco Giants. You've won 3 World Series in the last 5 years. That's pretty amazing. Madison Bumgarner, you punch your ticket into the Hall of Fame. Same thing with Bruce Bochy. I mean, Bumgarner, it's amazing what a pitcher can do. And when he did what he did in October, it was pretty amazing. Watching that series, them in Kansas City, I thought Kansas City could have won it. But in the end, they didn't have enough to get it done. And sometimes that's what happens, folks. You have to always believe you can jump over that hill, jump over that mountain, and realize you can make a difference. And that's what I was trying to do, make a difference. And that's what Madison Bumgarner did in that series against the Kansas City Royals. He showed he had the heart, he had the belief, he had the determination, and he made it. He won the game, won them the World Series in Kansas City. It's tough to win on the road, especially for a franchise, against a franchise that won it back in 1985, 29 years ago. Amazing. Man, I think I was in kindergarten at the time. So, dude, that's a long time ago. 1985, man. Oh, man. I don't even think I think I was in preschool. Not even. But man, 1985. Amazing. It's like Back to the Future, baby. 1985. Marty McFly. Christopher Lloyd. Marty, it's time to get you back to the future and save Jennifer. Man, that movie is the best movie ever. Robert Zemeckis, the whole crew. From Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, everybody behind the scenes. That movie was phenomenal. If they ever made that movie again, I got one guy that could direct it. He directed the Batman trilogy, the new movie Instiller, that was really, really good. I saw the reviews. It looks really, really good. I don't have to go see it. It looks like a really good movie. How about Christopher Nolan directing a Back to the Future movie? A 4th installment in the franchise. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but never say never in the business, right? I'd love to see a 4th Back to the Future. The story must continue. I think of numerous ideas to get this movie back up and running, but we'll see what happens. It may never happen. So let's get down to the thing that you guys all want to hear. It's baseball news. And today we saw lots of movement across the league. So let's take a look. So here, folks, get a good look at the screen. So here he is, Mr. Mike Stanton. Signed one of the biggest contracts in Major League Baseball history. Mike Stanton signed a 13-year deal with the Miami Marlins for a whopping $325 million. It's the biggest deal in North American sports history. It's the biggest deal in the history of Major League Baseball. He outdo Alex Rodriguez, who set the record when he signed it with the Texas Rangers for $250 million and then signed for another $75 million with the New York Yankees. In total, Alex Rodriguez has made almost $1 billion in his MLB career. So it's just amazing how much money some of these players are making nowadays. It's just amazing. Well, today we saw some big moves. The likes of Jason Hayward and Shelby Miller switching teams. Hayward and Walden will go to the St. Louis Cardinals for young pitcher Shelby Miller and another prospect. 2 hard-throwing right-handed pitchers. So I think with this deal, it looks like the Braves are trying to clear some room, change the philosophy, change the team that they have right now, change the momentum, change the way they're going to come into next season looking. John Hart's the new GM, so I expected change. They needed pitching. It's true that they have some free agents. Irvin Santana probably going to leave. Aaron Harang. They have injured pitchers coming back next year, and Brandon Beachy and yeah, Brandon Beachy and what was the other pitcher? Well, I'll have to check it after. But yeah, you have two pitchers coming off Tommy John surgery. So I think this is a good deal for the Braves. If you really think about it, when you're making a deal, you want to make a deal that helps you in the short term and helps you in the long term. And I think it helps them both short term and long term. And the Blue Jays made the biggest deal of today, signing Russell Martin. I had Russell Martin going to the Cubs, but wow. Alex Anthopoulos, the whole Toronto management team, I mean everybody. I mean, they came out of nowhere and signed Russell Martin. Probably the one of the top free agents this offseason. In terms of like a catcher position, someone that runs the whole pitching, and I really felt that Pittsburgh had a chance to re-sign Russell Martin, and even the Cubs were the front runners to get him, but the Blue Jays came out of nowhere and gave him 5 years, $82 million, and sometimes it's all about making the money, and that's what happened there. Russell Martin got a big fat contract, and I think in the end, it comes down to it. There's no place like home, and Russell's coming home to Canada, play for the team he grew up watching. He grew up in the Ontario area, in Toronto. So I mean, this kid, he gets a chance to come and play for the Jays and give them a chance. Try to make the playoffs for the first time since 1993. You never know. If the Kansas City Royals can make the playoffs, folks, I can guarantee you the Toronto Blue Jays have a good chance of making the playoffs. And according to some published reports I've been hearing, and I was just listening to the radio today, there is some talk that John Lester could be going to the Blue Jays. He's in talks with 6 teams. The Blue Jays, for one, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the New York Yankees, and don't rule out the New York Mets, and don't rule out the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I mean, the signing of Russell Martin changes everything. Watch for the Blue Jays to flip Navarro, trade Navarro, the backup catcher. They'll probably ship him probably to the Cubs, probably for like Travis Wood. They'll probably sign Wood, the Cubs, send him to the Blue Jays, and we'll see from what happens there. But I wouldn't be surprised after this signing of Russell Martin, you start to see some pieces leave the team. There's talk that Burley could be moved. I'm hearing that it's a possibility. They're in talks right now, so we'll see what happens if Burley stays, if Dickey stays. I don't know who's staying, but I know they're going to pair up a couple arms, and they're going to probably go get some help in the outfield. Losing Melky Cabrera, they have a big hole in left field. And I heard today, man, those guys are awesome on television, on Fan 590, that there's talk that Nick Markakis is in talks with the Blue Jays too. Not just the Baltimore Orioles, not just the San Francisco Giants, where I think he's going to end up for big money for like 5 years, $105 million. But you never know. There is talk. There's lots of moving pieces that are happening right now. The Braves are not done yet. I hear rumors that the Braves and the Mariners just now that are in talks with that a move that could send Justin Upton to the Mariners, probably for one of their young pitching prospects. We'll see what happens. I heard another rumor that the Mariners are in talks, intense talks, with the Boston Red Sox over Yoenis Cespedes for Iwakuma. This would be a gigantic move for the Seattle Mariners. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these deals go down in the next couple days, a week or so, before more free agents start signing. I mean, A.J. Burnett returning to the Pittsburgh Pirates is a great move. It's just too bad Russell Martin's not going back to the Pirates, but hey, Blue Jays win. When you spend the money, you get the player that you want to get. There's no doubt in my book. So, and that said, I think today was a good day in terms of baseball. I think the whole season turned out pretty successful. Maybe the TV ratings might not be the best for baseball. Who cares? Baseball's still a good game. The underdog showed it in this playoffs that you never know. And you're going to see teams spend big money in the month of November and especially in December. When you start to hear the big names start to sign, like Russell Martin, it's just going to increase. I mean, there was a few minor league deals last week. One big name that got traded from the Tampa Bay Rays was Jeremy Hellickson. Hellickson's a great young pitcher. I feel he's going to really help out the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's one thing that Dave Stewart has always had a mind for, pitching. And one thing that really killed Arizona the last few years has been the pitching. It's been awful. They haven't managed to get any great starting pitching. But last year they had some great starting pitchers when they still had Brandon Webb. That's about 6 years ago. So, I mean, if you're Arizona, you need pitching. I know they play in a hitter-friendly ballpark in the Bob in Arizona, but they got to get some pitching. And I think Hellickson team up with Cahill and Cahill, Hellickson, and Daniel Hudson coming back from Tommy John surgery. I think they actually have a chance to have a good starting rotation. I don't think they're a playoff team, but it's just the start of a change in the attitude in Arizona. A new manager, a new team, a new general manager, a new look on trying to win and compete against the San Francisco Giants and the Dodgers. The Rockies are a good team, Padres are a good team, but those are the teams that Arizona is competing against to get back to the playoffs, get back to the World Series, and win another World Series. It's been since 2001, the last time they won the World Series against who? The New York Yankees. So the Arizona Diamondbacks, this is a start. I expect more trades. Toronto Blue Jays made a minor league deal last week in trading off Anthony Goes, the longtime center fielder, back and forth in the minors and in the major leagues, for a young second baseman and Darvin Travis, who will probably be in the minor leagues next year. So watch for the Blue Jays. The Hanley Ramirez things is pretty real. I know the Yankees are desperate for a shortstop. If they do sign Hanley Ramirez, don't be surprised to see the Toronto Blue Jays trade Jose Reyes probably to the Yankees for a couple of their great young prospects, and probably flip those prospects and go get some help in their outfield and in the pitching. So they still need a third baseman. If they sign Hanley Ramirez, and Hanley Ramirez plays shortstop, and they'll probably will trade Jose Reyes, and watch for the Yankees. If Jose Reyes is available and Mark Burley, I think the Yankees will pick up both their contracts. They'll pay it out. Blue Jays don't have to eat any contract. I think the Yankees will take it full. Yankees will give up some B prospects they have in their farm system, and it will be a pretty simple deal if it does happen. But I can guarantee you this. I know Navarro is probably going to get traded, and it's probably going to be the Cubs. They need a catcher after losing out on not getting Russell Martin. So this is a Joe Madden guy. Navarro, this is a good catcher, solid guy, had a solid season last season. They need someone for their young pitchers out in Chicago, especially if they're going to bring in John Lester or James Shields. I hear James Shields is either going to the Boston Red Sox, Los Angeles Dodgers, or the Cubs. And it's more likely he'll probably end up with the Red Sox, but you never know. I could see Lester ending up either with the Cubs, the Blue Jays, or the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to spend some money, I hear, so just watch for that. They're going to probably make a few moves. There's talk that Andre Ethier could be on the move, Carl Crawford, and there's even Matt Kemp. So take care, folks. Thanks for watching. This is the one, the only Mark Spencer for MLB Trade Rumors Off-Season Edition for November 17, 2014. I am so glad to be back, folks, talking baseball, some movies, some ideas, and some things that brings us all together. We just love entertainment, and I love you guys out there. Take care, folks. We'll see you in the future.